Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Capricorn Tech Tuesday. So, for today's topic, we will be discussing the ISO 19650's workflow. So, it's a series of standards. We will be looking into the various workflows we can follow. So, before starting, let me introduce that we are Capricorn, a Win Zero company, your digitalization and net zero partner. Okay. So, Autodesk Construction Cloud, it's a cloud-based platform which constitutes of these different products, BIM Collaborate Pro, Takeoff, and Build, which are used in a construction project throughout various stages of the project, starting from the design phase, BIM Collaborate is used. Then for the planning phase, Autodesk Takeoff is used, and for the execution stage, Build is used. And to this three products which are used in different phases of construction, we have Autodesk Docs, which act as a foundation product for these three products. So all your project documents, as we know, there are plenty of documents produced in construction projects from various stakeholders. So we need a cloud-based platform uh, to manage all these files and coordinate among these different stakeholders. Okay, so Autodesk Docs is used for document management. Okay, so all your project documents needs containers to organize and structure your project files, right? So ISO 19650 provides a way with which we can organize our project files. Okay, so these are the various containers which are called work in progress, shared, published, and archive. In these folders, we are organizing our project files. So let's say for work in progress folder, the architect, engineer, or maybe other BIM consultant, or all stakeholders who are working on the project files will be storing their documents in these work in progress folders. So then once they want to share it with the other stakeholders, let's say then architect wants to share its drawings with the engineer to get the structural engineer part of it done, so he will be uploading then the same file to the shared folder. And right, so before upload sharing it as well, he will be getting into the review process, and the approved file only will be shared into the shared folder, right? So in this way, we will be organizing our project files into these various containers. Okay. So now talking about the file naming convention. So since we are organizing our files in the various information containers, but we need a unique ID for every file name, right? And so if you know that the current practice, people are naming their files name like this very randomly, as you can see here. So since various teams are working from different offices, a standard need to be developed for file naming convention, so that everyone know what this particular file belongs to. Okay, so you can see this file naming convention. There is no defined project. Okay, so which we would not know what is the project which this file belongs to. We will know the file number. We would not know the status of the file, or what is this revision level, which level or location this file belongs to, what is its volume or system, what type of file it is, and which role it defines, and then who has created this file, who is the originator, right? So all of this need to be there in the file name for it to be very much defined and sharing it with the other project members, right? So ISO 965 series of standards provides a standard for setting up a file naming convention. So you can see this file name has been named following this series of standard. So there is the project code, then there is a originator code, volume, level, location, there is a type of file, what is the role of the file. A maybe stands for architectural drawing, maybe it is. Then the classification code of this number you can define 00, any digits you want to define the number, right? Then revision and suitability. These are other aspects and other attributes for the file name which we can use. So let's just get into the platform now and see how we can set the file naming standards on the Autodesk Docs platform. Okay. So this is the Autodesk Construction Cloud, and this is we are right now in the Docs platform. Okay, so here in the Files tool, we are organizing our files in different information containers. Okay, so you can see here we have organized our files like this. So these are all the work in progress folders. Then once the file are shareable, the work is done, it is transferred to the shared folder where the other stakeholders will have various permission levels to access those files. Okay, so they might not have access to the work in progress folders, but they might have access to the shared folders, and they can then access the shared file from there. Okay, so if I go to the settings for the naming standards, here I can go to customize tab and set the naming convention for my file. So see, this is firstly I will be defining the project codes. So I can add the project code based on any range of characters I want to easily know. Let's say the project name is Seaport Civic Center, then I will be using 3 letters to define the project name, SCC, right? Then the originator code, which company is work has produced this particular document. Okay, so that originator code we can also define that in the file name. Volume and system, then the level and location. Okay, so you based on your project, you can use phase wise or building tower number wise. You can define the location for which the file belongs to. Okay, right? Then what type of file it is. So whether it's a BOQ or it's a 2D model, a 3D model, right? It's a report, it's a schedule, right? So you can define from the file name, we would know what type of file it is, right? Then role. So among these different roles you can choose for the file, and then number you can set the range for the number of characters you want for the file name. So anytime you can just remove any of it if you don't want that to be in your file name, and or add any other character you want from here. Okay, and set the settings for that. Then there are also some extra attributes like the status set. The ISO has defines this 7 status set which you can use to define the file name. Okay, whether it is suitable for coordination information, stage approval. So these are some status for the file name which you can define. Then the revisions, again you can set the code for the revisions. Then the classification code, so it has been defined as per Uniclass 2015-2020. So this classification code has been defined here. You can use it to define your file name. So after you set all these settings here for the file name, you will be looking into the preview of how your file name will look like after we will set the file name. Okay, so you can just save and apply. Then there is also option to enforce this file naming convention to the folders. Okay, so if I just go back to the folders, so you see here, these are the various folder structures. So I can choose to enforce that all the files which will be uploaded in this particular folder need to be go through the file naming convention. Okay. So this is the option, enforce naming standard to this folder. Okay, so once I do it, anyone who wishes to upload folder files uh, to this folder need to follow the file naming convention, and then only he will be able to upload files on that. Okay, so this was all about the ISO 19650 workflow for setting up the file naming convention. Thank you so much, everyone.